first lady.
What time is it?
It's time for the ladies. It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. L-A-D-I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first.
Speak what you want.
Be great.
Speak what you want.
Be great.
Speak what you want.
Be great. And we're up first.
Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed.
And we're up first. Yes, ladies.
That's dope.
Yes, ladies.
That's dope.
Yes, ladies.
That's dope.
And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew.
One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki. Unboss, Ed, May, and Nikki.
L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first.
Hey, look who's back. Hey, look who's back.
What's up, y'all?
Ooh, ooh.
Wait a minute.
What happened?
I I'm sitting here. I know Shawnee's back, but for some reason when we popped up, I was like,
Why you looking all glamorous, honey? Like
you.
and effortless, honey, and gorgeous.
I didn't realize I was on mute. I'm like, yes.
Yes. Oh,
Hi, y'all. I'm back in the house.
you back in the virtual building?
Yes, as Lachelle would say.
Yes.
Y'all looking good in this green today.
Yes.
Shawnee, since it's your first day back, tell the people why we weren't green today.
Oh, what's the definition, child? We wearing green because green means
The color of manifestation.
yes, we're talking about manifestation, and green is a symbolism of manifesting greatness into your life. Rich. Green is rich.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
rich, honey.
And
I'm rich. I'm the rich auntie, as they say.
Well, speaking of rich, and with you being black, the last time we saw you, you looked like this. And the
I
last time,
think I look a little bit more full than that.
and the last time we saw you, it was 3.
Yes.
And
That little face. She's sitting in my lap, by the way, so we all know. If you see me looking down,
It's her.
it's because
Let's see.
she's here. She's here.
Look.
oh,
Look, look.
Hi, Bookie.
Hi. Say hi.
Just stop. I'm gonna cry. Literally, I'm like, cut it out.
let me tell you, Ladies First Chit-Chat crew viewers, that we see, That's a special treat right there.
That
is
world premiere. It's a world premiere.
Yes.
I wanted to tell the people you.
Not a good side eye.
But tell the people this special new addition to the first Chit-Chat crew family's name. Tell us a little bit.
You guys, this is my beautiful new addition to our family. Her name, pull the picture down. I can't see y'all.
Okay, sorry.
Her name, we got the real deal right here.
Yes.
Her name is Alec Janelle. Say hi, Alley Cat. We call her Alley Cat. We call her Allie. We call her AJ, Alec Janelle. Alec means chosen warrior, and Janelle means God is merciful. So
absolutely stunning.
And she's so intrigued by the lights and everything happening around. She's just like,
hold on now.
She's like, I'm in the studio.
I didn't know I was going to be in the studio this soon.
I'm on set.
What's going on, honey? What's going on?
Oh, hey.
She didn't realize, but you're on the spot, honey.
And how
the Bible says be ye also rich. Okay?
And how is Big Sister doing?
Oh my God, she's doing so good. Callie, she fought me for the iPad this morning. Like we was standing blow to blow for the iPad. So she may not pay attention. Hey, look, I'm like, hey. And she's like,
I'm over it.
No, she like, you go do that. Yeah. I remember this. I remember this routine. Let me be over here in thy world.
Girlfriend.
What I do. No,
she's ignoring me to the fullest because she would not. She would not. But she's obsessed with her. She even though she's giving us the blues in the business, Callie is. She is obsessed with her, and she does not treat her bad at all. She would treat me and my wife bad, but she would not treat her bad. No. Like literally in the same breath. She'll be like, no, or, just acting out however she can act out. And then she'll turn to Alec and, oh, baby Alec, I love you.
So already it's y'all against them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't know what she whispers to her because she goes to her ear and whispers to her all the time, but she's definitely saying that. Like, it's me and you. As soon as you can walk, we running up out of here.
Not running up out of here.
We running up out of here. I don't know where we're going, to the park or something.
But we going.
Like, she's like, my allergies is messing up, but we going to the park. Tell her. So she really, really, really is just obsessed with her and in love with her. And she don't play when it comes to her baby sister, okay? She this morning, this is my first time getting ready for the show with two.
Yes.
Hello, it was enough with one, but with two. And this one was hollering. Alec was hollering. And Callie was like, my sister's crying. Are you going to get her? And I was like, I'm trying to get you situated. She'll be all right. Give me a second. So Callie got up and went and got her bottle. And gave her bottle while I fixed Callie's breakfast.
Yes. Amen.
So, we making it work around here.
That's right. I
love what Shani. We missed you, even though you were with us. And Shani was with us every Saturday.
Yes.
Busting up in the chat.
We are so happy. I was trying to find my song. Guess who's back in the house? And I was like,
hey.
I was like, let it go, Nick. Let it go. Let it go. But no, it's so great to see you. And we love our new little niecey poo. And everyone in the chat is just saying how beautiful she is. And congratulations.
Thank you guys. Thank you. We're glad to be back.
We're glad to be back in the house. Praise the Lord, saints. Yes.
Praise him.
And like you stated earlier, we are wearing green today because green is the color of manifestation and abundance and all of that good stuff. I do have to say, look at Nikki Kearney in this green. What's going Nikki? She popped up, honey. I was like, yes, Nick Kearney. I mean,
Me
Nikki
too.
on
I was in the middle of saying something. My eyes got big looking at Nick Kearney. I'm like,
can you hear us? You know you
I think he's frozen.
And
I know she sounded a little difficult. Did you hear us, Nick?
I'm sorry, I'm having issues. No, I didn't.
We talked about how great you look.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it, but thank you. Thank you. I'm like sitting here stressing because I'm trying to get connected.
No worries.
Well, don't worry.
But you all look beautiful. And Chandra, man, wow. That's all I can say. I mean, damn.
This is why I keep y'all around. Y'all keep a girl feeling good. I tell you that.
Well, I love the fact that Shawnee is here, and I think it's a perfect show. You know, y'all know we talk on Thursdays, like we tell y'all. We just talk. We talk, and something really hit me that Crystal had said on Thursday. She talked about how manifestation, she related to manifestation to the feelings. And Lachelle always talks about that. And from that, it just sparked a whole conversation. And today's show is about manifestation versus expectation. Is your expectation interfering with your manifestation? And I actually looked up the definition of manifestation: an event, action, or object that clearly shows or embodies something, especially a theory or an abstract idea. And then I looked up expectation: a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. And so today's show is manifestation versus expectation. And I want to pop up. We talked about we're going to kick the show off, but we want our viewers and ourselves. What is it that you anticipate to be great? What is it that you always anticipate to be great? Put that in the chat. Put it in the chat, y'all. What is it that you always anticipate to be great?
Would you say, Shawnee? Food.
Food. How about you, Chris?
It's so funny because last night I went and got Chinese food. Normally on Fridays we get Chinese food. That's like our takeout day. And I was telling Anna, I'm like, man, I really want these spare ribs, but they ain't been good the last couple times. And she was like, I know. She was like, I always expect it to be great. And I was like, maybe we're manifesting wrong.
Exactly.
She was like, yeah, let's change our mindset. It's going to be bomb tonight. It's going to be bomb tonight.
Yeah.
And they were good, honey.
Yes, see?
So what are y'all manifesting? What is it that you anticipate to be great all the time?
When I get together with friends and family. Oh, I'm glad y'all can hear me.
We can.
But yeah, when I get together with friends and family.
Yes.
And so I'm let down if it goes otherwise.
I was telling the ladies, I always expect home goods to be great.
That is true. You did say that.
When I go in there, I got chills right now. When I go in there, I'm going to find something that I've never seen before. It's going to be the last one left. I have to get it. Like, I feel like I don't like going there with anybody. I don't feel like talking to anybody about what I'm looking at or explaining how long I'm in the aisles. There's just always, yes, it is my happy place. It is my happy place too, Janine. I'm telling you, there's something about that place. And I was like, I like this is extra, but that's okay. I like the lighting in there. I like where stuff is. I like, I'm just like, are those
the glass shelves?
I'm like, are those crystal knobs for my dining room? You know what I mean? It's just, so I'm when I say never, never let down. I just know it's going to be lit when I go to Home Goods.
I love that.
Janine
I
also
always expect. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Janine also said a book that I'm excited to read.
Yes.
Yes.
I actually always expect my day to be great.
Ooh, Michelle.
I'm actually not surprised.
Nobody is.
I really do expect my day to be every day. I expect every day to be great. Literally.
We have to live in that bouncy ball.
Yes, that's a good description.
That ball just bounces every day.
We have someone says a night out.
A night out.
Rebecca says reading poolside. That's where she is right now, y'all. She sent me a message saying, look at where I am watching the show today by the pool.
Rebecca, I will be doing that later today.
Yes.
What about you, Nikki?
Hold on, reason why home.
I can't. Not hold on.
Girl, when I perform or my company performs, I expect us to make a positive impact. Facebook user, who is that? You know what I'm noticing?
Type in the chat who you are.
Write in the chat who you are.
Nikki, what about you?
What is it that you anticipate to be great?
That question is for you.
I am sitting here right now like, what is it that I anticipate to be great?
Yeah.
And I am I feel like those deck of cards that we did with Lachelle. When Lachelle asked you a question
and then you're like,
maybe look who said.
Yes, Miss Pat.
Very nice.
My daughter. It is great.
That's me.
Right? That's you. That's you.
So I guess my answer is, what is it you anticipate to be great? I talk to my mom almost every morning, and I anticipate when I talk to my mom that it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Like I really do. I talk to her every morning.
Yeah.
And whenever I call, she's like, hey, hello. Like it's always bright, cheery, even when she's multitasking.
Yes.
So I anticipate to be great every time I pick up that phone to call her.
That's beautiful.
That's so good.
Look, Maya said, my weekend at the Roots picnic in Philly will be great.
Will be great. Yes, it will.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it will.
Oh, this is Osa's sister. Oh my God. Oh, yay. AK, what's up?
AK?
How are you? Yes.
I love that.
Oh,
So it's interesting that when people watch from the Wonder Woman Need Love 2 page, it doesn't show their name.
It's because the page is private. That's what it is.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think I'm assuming. All right. So we have, what is it that you anticipate to be great?
Yep.
All right. What is it that you anticipate to not be great?
I don't anticipate much not to be great.
Me either.
That's a lie. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Oh, sorry. It's just me. Okay. It's raining. I have to get on the bus and go to work. It's Wednesday. It's theater day. I'm anticipating or expecting that it's going to take me twice as long to get to work. There's probably going to be some accident because people drive crazy. Somebody's going to be sitting next to me and they're coughing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Should I keep going? Because I don't think we look at it the same way. But in my mind, go ahead, say it again. Meeting with your supervisor. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you don't realize you're doing it, but you're like, okay, so maybe, all right, it's theater. Oh, I hate matinee day because all of the people from, Jersey are coming into the city to spend the day, and they get there right around the time I'm going to work. I think that's, and then I'm going to get off the bus, and then Jamba Juice is not going to have no more oatmeal, like because there's so many people. I think that is something super guilty of, like anticipating that something's not going to be smooth. Oh, motor vehicles in Brooklyn or the Bronx, DMV. Yeah, I'm just saying. Am I talking to anybody, or it's just me?
Well, when I'm running late,
Okay.
I think that's a indication of how the day is gonna go. And surprisingly, when it doesn't, I'm like, this is great. But yeah, I'm like forgetting stuff, rushing, like pasting the world together so I could get out the door. I anticipate that that's gonna be an issue.
But when we,
I don't know. I've reframed that a while ago. That because I've worked in the city literally my entire time being here, like, and not lived in the city, I always had what to seem, until I started driving. I always had what seemed to be like a rough commute into the city, or like a rough, so I never anticipated. I had to reframe anticipating it being bad, because I felt like that's New York City. So I had to reframe it, and literally I would just leave 2 hours earlier and just sit and cross my legs and let the riffraff happen, and it wouldn't even bother me, because I'm like, shit, I ain't got nowhere to be for the next 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I had to change that, like, week 2 of being here, because it, coming from somewhere where you can get anywhere in 10 minutes, and you can just jump in your car and no one's like flicking you off and honking, like it was a culture shock coming here for sure. But I had to reframe that, like, immediately. Otherwise I would be sitting here bald head with the
also
with the
you have to perform.
Yeah.
So your mood and energy was important.
Yeah.
100%.
But I'm glad, Crystal, I'm glad you were like, no, this is what I'm anticipating not to be great, because as we were talking about the other day in feelings, and when we start anticipating that and having that story in our head, we talk about that story in our head. I'm throwing this out to all of us. For some reason, I'm looking at Lachelle. Is that the beginnings of us manifesting something
we don't want?
100%.
Yes. It's funny because when you ask the other question, which is, what do you anticipate not to be great? I seriously don't have an answer for that, because when I anticipate every day to be great, my perspective is that I don't have an expectation of the day, right? So if I'm late, right, let's just say I am late and I'm stuck in traffic. What I'm enjoying about that is like the banter I'm hearing D.L. Hughley and whoever talk about on the radio, or a phone call that I don't have to get off of because I've arrived at my destination, and I can stay on the phone with the person that I have chosen to talk to and go even further into whatever it is we're getting into, right? I also believe that things like missing your bus or being late or the car not starting and all of that kind of stuff is actually designed to protect you. And so I'm always grateful when things go wrong, because I'm like, oh, this went this way for a reason. I don't even have to know the reason. I'm just grateful that I'm still in my day, right? Still available to do whatever's going to come next, and maybe try to do the few things I tried to lay out to do today. That is how I see it, because if I start to focus on the car not starting as a bad thing, or being late as a bad thing, or spilling something on myself just before I walk out the door as a bad thing, then I'm literally asking for more of it. And I don't want it. You know what I mean? Once is enough. The car not starting once, that's enough, right? And I can reframe that. But if I focus on the car not starting and not getting me where I intended to go and expected to be, then that is just going to continue to come my way. So it is the beginning of manifesting many things that we don't want.
Well, so what's the difference? I read the definition. In layman terms, what's the difference between manifestation and expectation?
Well, personally, I feel like expectation gets in the way of your manifestation. I was thinking about this. Like this week, I had to travel for work. I didn't want to go. I was tired. I just drove my daughter home. I had to get on a 6 a.m. flight. I was more like tired. I didn't want to go. I had absolutely no expectations for the event I had to go to for work. And with no expectations, a lot of good stuff happened. You know, and when I started thinking about the topic for the show today, it was without even that, you know, experience. When you think about expectations, it's placing yourself or designing what you want to happen. And so you're setting yourself up for letdown, right? Or you may be surprisingly happy. But the whole idea is you're trying to place yourself or, you know, put yourself somewhere you want to be, but that might not necessarily, as we always talked about, be where you need to be. Or, you know, that job might not be, you know, the job you need to be going after, right? So if you release the idea of where you expect to be, or even the expectation of how you want people to receive you, and come from a place of no expectation, just kind of being, I think you open yourself for more possibilities of what or where you're supposed to be, right? And with that, if you are manifesting, right, focusing on the things that you want, and what you talk about, Lachelle, is you do get very specific, but it's more specific around how you want to feel.
Yes.
You know, the experience you want to have.
Yep.
It may not be exactly how you see it in your head designed. Yes. And that goes back to the expectation of how you think it's supposed to look for you to get that experience.
Okay. Let me give y'all a statement to keep based on what Nikki just said. Expectations is your mediocre design for what is possible.
Oh, mediocre.
Mediocre. But I mean, that's the best we can do. We're trapped in these human bodies, and we have all of this ridiculous messaging that influences our capacity to experience, right? And you are if you are thinking and breathing, you're manifesting.
And I have to say what you just said, I'm going to let the universe just let stuff happen and see where it happens for me in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
But that is the exact definition of what I feel like I experienced this week.
Yes.
Because I've been seeing certain things a certain way.
Yeah.
And that might not have been the way, right? For me to experience what I want.
The grand possibilities. Look at Sean. Sean said,
if you are thinking and breathing, you are manifesting.
You are manifesting. Literally.
And
there's no, am I manifesting? No. Yes. Yes. Everything you focus on is a call to bring something to you. Every single thing.
And it's so funny we talk about that. I told y'all that this conversation really hit me, especially when Krista talked about the feelings, and then also with you saying if you're thinking and breathing, you are manifesting. And you know, I'm a big feelings girl, and I have truly been, my feeling and my mantra right now is ushering in things that bring me peace, joy, ease, and love. That's my thing. Peace, joy, ease, and love. And I have been really manifesting those things. Like things have been popping out of the blue. Prime example, my theater kids were coming back and I was like, okay, where are we going to go? And I started to smile, and all of a sudden the energy about it wasn't like, where are we going to go? I was like, what are we going to do? And I was on the train, and all of a sudden I get a text from the executive director from the Police Athletic League that wants to partner with us. And all of a sudden it was just everything is happening. And then all these other things are happening. And then the one thing that I keep meditating about is not happening. And it wasn't until we had our conversation on Thursday I realized, because when I breathe and manifest those things or talk about those things, it does not have joy and ease around it. It's like a rant. It's like And
Right.
all of a sudden, remember I told y'all, it hit me. That's why it's not coming.
Right. When am I going to lose this weight? When am I
Right.
going to make this
Right.
money?
Right.
When
When
am
am
I
I
get
going to
this
take that
money?
trip?
When is
Yeah.
that? And
Yeah.
I feel like, but what I got too, I realized that God is protecting me.
Yes, honey.
He's protecting me. He's
Yes.
protecting me. He's protecting me on that thing that I go like this about. And ever since we talked on Thursday, I have been having a different position over that. Now, I wish I could say it has changed overnight. It still got a little rant to it, but I'm realizing, because my mantra is joy, ease, peace, and love.
Mhm.
That's what I'm meditating on. I get an opportunity to shift
Yes.
the way I am breathing into this, to shift the way I am looking at this every day.
Yes.
I'm glad you said it just that way, because it is a process, right? Let me give you
Mhm.
an example. Let me give you an example. You see your friend that you haven't seen in a while, and you have on new hair, lashes, maybe you got a cute outfit on and whatever, you haven't seen in a while, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?"
Hello.
I, I, Nothing. She's like, "Uh-uh." Because you
Mhm.
know what we're talking about that nobody's mentioned yet? We it's energy and vibration. You think you're fooling somebody, but you're not, right?
Mhm.
You are vibrating, pain, fear, whatever, but you
Mhm.
think that you're not. And
Yeah.
people, as animals, as humans, we detect. So you when you're what you're emanating, what you're vibrating, is really what you're feeling and embodying, and you're walking around, you attract more of it.
Right.
Another example, maybe you are just regular schmegular, but you're not saying joy and peace and love, but you really are feeling that from a
Yes.
very, very sincere, true place.
Yeah.
And you don't have on new hair or new lashes and new whatever, and you see your girlfriend you haven't seen, and she's like, "Are you having great sex? What's going on?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
know.
Girl, tell me what's going on."
Yes.
Because you're vibrating that, right?
Yes.
So you can say whatever you want. People can feel it. You can feel when somebody, Nikki, remember when you saw this lady and she looked cute, and you're like, "Hey," and she barked back at you. You know that has nothing to do with you. This is what
Right.
she was feeling and putting out,
Mm-hmm.
maybe without even realize she was putting that out. So now go back to your original point, where what we were talking about on Thursday. It's like, I do believe that without realizing it, because that's the part in where this process part comes in, the
Mm-hmm.
manifestation. I have a slightly different definition of manifestation. It's an indication of existence. I'm not saying that I want joy. It's like I am joy already,
Yes.
right? I feel joyous. I feel joy when I walk in Home Goods, right? So not only was I expecting it, my future self in 20 minutes going to be joyous when I walk in Home Goods. I can't wait to get to Home Goods. So my commute to Home Goods is dope, and I'm feeling joy already. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yes.
when I see manifestation, and I talked about the feeling of it. And I didn't make this up. I read a lot of books, and try to glean a lot of information from people who I really respect in that regard. You can say whatever you want, but when you're with people that are joyous, and when you're with people that's saying they're joyous but they're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they're joyous but they're just going through a little something right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
maybe the other thing is overtaking so I see expectation and manifestation a little differently also. But just tell me if I'm going too long, but I just wanted to make sure I hit these points, right? How many of you knew people as children? I think y'all are probably all, maybe we're all like you. They were really manifesting and living who they were when they were 8 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're not surprised that Lachelle is a therapist. You're not surprised that Nikki's a performer,
Right.
because she always was that. She's living the life that she was and is and radiated from
A true existence.
her true existence. So when we talk about manifesting things,
Mhm.
I think it really bears we need to do the exercise, or maybe even talking to people to just say like, what do you feel? Be like, Miss Crystal, can I be honest? Yeah, what are you feeling for Miss Crystal? You look mad.
Right.
Malachi, how do you think mommy's doing? You're doing great. And that's like a lot of times people don't want to tell you, but they feel it.
Yes.
So, all right,
And
I'm
it
done.
helps you.
I'm
But
done.
that was fantastic.
Okay, thank you.
You know, it was something interesting someone shared with me this week, and it was really quick. Actually, it was yesterday. Nikki, I was listening to you, and you're talking about how you're constantly choosing things that bring you joy and everything. And she said something to me. She said someone told her she was an impasse. I didn't immediately know what that meant.
An empath?
An impasse.
An empath. Mm-hmm.
Impasse?
Impasse.
Impasse. Pass?
Impasse. Yeah, an impasse. And the more we unpacked it, what I understood from her was the reason why she's able to live a better life and make better decisions for herself right now, or she's trying to, she's going through the process, is because it was brought to her attention that she allows people to suck in her energy. She allows that negative energy to be sucked in, and it drains her. And it was really pretty eye-opening to me yesterday. And so she started to make decisions, which kind of goes, I think, sort of hand in hand, kind of with what you're saying, Nikki, of not allowing herself to be that type of person that allowed that negative energy to drain her. That was her exact words.
Yeah.
Well, a person that's an empath is like a person who just, any emotion, good or bad, they like suck it in.
Right, they have to protect themselves.
They recognize it immediately. They're very sensitive to space and emotions and things that are happening in space. I feel like I'm an empath. Like,
you wasn't aware of it.
Yeah.
So I share that just for y'all to think about, because it made me think about.
It is. Because here's the thing. If you feel it, if you are an empath, which all of us are to some level.
To some level, I was thinking the same thing.
Others, right? But if you are proud and loud with your empathic qualities, the trick is you can feel it, but it's what you do with it that will impact your own existence. Right? I can empathize with a lot of things that are happening to people and in the world, etc. But what am I making the choice to absorb it? Right? Because you should absorb some of it, and some of it you should leave right at the empathic door. Like, I feel it, I have thoughts about it, I may even be inspired to take action around it, but I'm not going to take it in and blend it into who I am authentically.
It's really, you got to really, there's a mindfulness around that.
There's a mindfulness.
Because it's really, I think you're right. We all are. I think it can be damaging when you don't know where that boundary is.
Right.
And it can overtake you.
Yeah.
Or simply that you even know that you do it.
I'm right. Because it turns into, I can't think of the other word right now, mommy brain, but it's another like syndrome that people have when they literally take on people's pain and as if they experience that pain
themselves.
I don't know. My mom has that to a degree. I was like, girl, did that happen to you? Or you tell me a story that somebody else, because I'm confused. But like some people have it like to a strong degree where they take on someone else's pain so bad, or someone else's joy so much that you're like, did you experience that, or is that?
Yeah, it's like sympathetic. It's sympathetic. Like it's like when somebody's partner is throwing up because the partner's pregnant and nauseous. Like that literally happens. It can happen. But it is what you're talking about, Shawnee. And it's, again, like Crystal said, it's so important to build up mindfulness around that, right? Everybody's joy, pain, and lessons is not your joy, pain, and lessons.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that, I'm like you said, we're all a little bit of an empath, and I've had a tendency to take on, y'all know, everybody's emotions, and next thing I know, I'm manifesting something that's not there and that doesn't belong to me or service me. But I can honestly say, just being grounded and surrounding myself around you ladies in the show, and going back to what Crystal says, manifestation is an indication of existence. I can honestly say that, I said my mantra right now is joy, love, and ease. And I am like, I that's who I want to be, That's who I remember when I was doing momentum education. They would say be, do, have. We always think we got to do to be. And they say you got to be in order to do, in order to have. And I find myself waking up in the mornings really, who do I want to be today? Who do I want to be in general? And as a result of wanting to be, I got the ping. I ain't said this in a long time. I think I'm gonna cry.
That's true.
But it's a cry of joy, of waking up every morning and wanting to be ease and wanting to be love and wanting to be joy. And it doesn't happen all the time. I have a friend that I talk to, and every time they say I'm fantastic, and I'll say I'm fantastic, but really I'm not, and I want to be fantastic. And a result of saying that I want joy and ease, I've noticed within the last definitely 6 months, my life is shifting in many ways.
Into joy and ease.
Into joy and ease.
And sometimes we don't realize the things that were preventing the joy and the ease.
Exactly.
And then shifts happen, and then you're like, wait a minute, I thought you. Oh, okay.
I'm looking for a shoe to throw into the computer.
So Shelly, what is the layman's term or definition of manifestation? If the layman's definition for expectation is the mediocre.
Yeah. The layman's term for manifestation is you will get what you focus on. That's manifestation.
100%.
100%. And it's funny.
You focus on.
You will get what you focus on. You will get Shelly right there, so I can send it to me.
Okay. But let me say this. What Nikki just said, right, is a perfect example. She said, I am not always joyful and feeling loving and at ease, but I want it. And every morning I wake up and I say, who do I want to be today? I'm focused on wanting to be someone of joy and love and ease, even though this is so important, even though my current circumstances, like for example, the day you already have on the books, this could be Crystal's Wednesday, going to work with the matinee folks on the bus in the rain, right? But if Crystal wakes up saying, I want to be joy and love and ease, and then she shuffles her way through the day that is already on the books, which is not joy, love, and ease, she is still drawing to her joy, love, and ease and moving out all of the stuff that she doesn't want, which is why Nikki said, over the last 6 months, I see my life changing, right? It's not overnight. But if we say, well, I'm just going to focus on the crappy Wednesday matinee bus scenario because this is what is going to happen, and we don't give any attention to what we want to be doing, feeling, and having, then we will continue to manifest what we are focused on. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to focus on sleeping to sleep. I'm asleep anyway, whether I focus on it or not, right? So while I sleep, I could be focused on something wonderful that I want to experience. So I am pulling that to me. It is on its way because the stuff that's already happening that may not be so great, it's already happening. It doesn't need your attention. You're already going to the dentist to get a root canal. You don't have to focus on it. It's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so that is the thing. It's like the layman's definition of manifestation is what I focus on, I will get.
And you said you said in your vision board, one of the vision board classes, the very thing, which is very, connected to this, right? It is the two things. You said if you focus on bills, you get more bills.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the way it works. And it's simply that.
Yes.
And I think it might have been in the first class I took with you, you were talking about the feeling, not only the pictures, but the feeling. So it's the same conversation. So I'm looking at my board now, and there's a picture of, you guys, I said before that I struggle. I have a lot of anxiety around swimming. I know how to swim, but it makes me anxious to do it, right? So I don't have a picture of a girl taking swimming classes, right? And learning the mechanics of swimming. I have a girl who's lying on her back with a smile on her face in the water, right? That's how I want to feel when I'm swimming. You feel me? And then that is, whenever I look at that picture, I'm thinking about my next vacation or my next time in the pool and feeling like that. Or she makes me feel like that right now. She feels joy.
Yeah.
So back to your crystal on the bus analogy, and that was an example. I never feel that.
It was a great example.
Lies. Like I did feel that when I was commuting, like all the time on a Wednesday in the rain. But I have a girlfriend who met her husband because she was running late on the train, and guess what? He was too. So if you think, you know what I mean? So there is something about like not worrying about that kind of stuff, because what if, as we were just saying, what if the ease and joy comes to you as a result of the people who are being shifted into and out of our lives?
Absolutely.
That's it.
And then what if
that's 100% right there. I mean, that happens with items and things and creativity and like all the spectrums. Like it happens. I remember when I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to host a open mic in New York City in Times Square on 8th and 42nd Street, like in the heart of Times Square. And Derek and I, my best friend, we were coming from rehearsal, and we had to be at the theater in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes time, something like that. We were rehearsing on 36 at like Ripley or one of those like studios, and then we had to get to the theater on 44th, and we were like, well, let's just walk, we'll just walk fast. And I was like, we have 15 minutes, we have to get there. And walking and normally we would just get on the train and take a train one stop and be there in 2 minutes because 34th to 44th. Anyway, so I was like, let's just walk. And when we walked, it was a brand new building opening on 42nd. And I was like, oh, let's look in here real quick. We got 10 minutes. Let's look in here real quick. And we walked in and looked in there. And it was a beautiful stage, beautiful new, just everything was brand new. They hadn't even opened the facility yet. It was a restaurant. They hadn't opened it. And they had put a piano bar on top of the restaurant. And we walked in and I was like, D, do you see what I see? And I literally went in there and I was like, hi, never had I ever. You want to play that game? Never had I ever. I'm a producer and I'm trying to find places to produce music. And literally that, because we walked instead of taking the train that day, we found that place and we ended up doing open mic there for 3 years.
Look at that.
In the city. And it was just like, we spill those like hunches like, oh, I should or I shouldn't. And we, don't always listen to them, or sometimes we do. That was the day I was like, when we talked about that gut thing, I was just like, let's just walk. It was in my gut. Just walk. No expectation, no reason. I didn't have anything going on except for
expectation.
We needed to walk. Absolutely. But I definitely feel like in my life, I have a strong will to manifest, I guess is the better word. Because, just things that are happening right now are starting to align. And I don't realize how much It's just happening by me thinking about it,
Yeah.
putting things into perspective of how it could, you know, things are just happening around me that I didn't even know that I personally was manifesting. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I thought about it. I think Michelle said this a while ago too, about like, thinking about something and letting it go and just kind of allowing it to the universe to do its work.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have to think about that old infomercial when the girl's like, set it and forget it.
Yes. The clock commercial, I think.
Just set it and forget it. And then you come back and it's like 30 minutes later and you have this full cooked chicken that is just ready to go. And all you have to do is cut it and serve it up for your family. Just set it and forget it.
Yes.
That's how I think of manifestation. I'm like, you think about it, you prepare it, and you set it there and let it cook and do whatever it's going to do. Let the universe do it. And that's exactly how we have been moving these last couple of months since the baby and like, just transition is happening and stuff is just literally the meal is preparing, honey. With or without our intentions. That's the thing.
Beautiful.
I know.
Look, set it and forget it.
I just want to hop into expectations again real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, because expectations is set it and forget it with a whole lot of work in the middle.
Mm-hmm. And things that make, like, you might expect Alex to sleep all night, and you're gonna get your feelings hurt.
Right.
I expect my son to do his homework. I ain't getting that either.
You're gonna get your feelings hurt
sometimes. Right. But I think it goes into this thing of it starts feeling like we think we can control things, right? But my feelings about it, as we go back to that, or begin to end with that, is like I want him to do his homework. Right? Does he have the tools that he needs? Did he bring home his Chromebook? Is he nervous about the assignment and doesn't know where to start? I'm just I'm expecting one thing, and I don't know that we can. It's expectation is a slippery slope. I don't think it's a one size fits all answer, but it's something that could really hurt your feelings if you're thinking like, I expected you to. Yeah, I didn't understand that until I became a mother.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Expectations are really.
You're like, you better kick rocks with those expectations. Kick rocks barefoot with those expectations.
Yeah, so maybe expectations is a whole show.
But I love that whole expectations are your mediocre design for the grand possibilities, and we don't want mediocrity. That's not what
we don't do that
at all.
Do that. And the whole manifestation is an indication of existence.
Yes.
And the whole manifestation, what you focus on, you will get.
Period.
What you focus on, you will get. It's us really choosing who we want to be. I believe choosing who we want to be, and like Crystal said earlier, some days it's a process. Some days it is a process.
Yes. I would even dare to say it's actually us choosing to be who we are.
Ooh, us choosing to be. It's so funny you say that. Us choosing to be who you are. Has anyone ever experienced, like Crystal was talking about earlier, like when you're a child and that, you end up, it's no surprise that Lachelle is, who she is. It's no surprise that we all are who we are. But have you ever been in a position where you decided you weren't going to be who you were supposed to be?
Yes.
For any other reason, whether it's there's fear there, or the people pleaser that's in people pleaser. What do you call it? AAA.
Listen, I was going to say most often the reason we choose not to be who we are is usually due to expectation.
As you say more.
Say more.
I mean, to go back to what, go ahead.
We usually make a decision to be something other than who we are in to be in alignment with someone else's expectation. Where you going? Where you going? Sit down, Nikki.
Where you going, girl? Where you going?
I was gonna walk around the chair, but also I remember my shirt is Zoom friendly, not full friendly.
Not right? So it brings us right back to the conversation. Expectation is the grand influencer of not being who you really are.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
What you about to say?
You gotta have a reason not to be who you are. You gotta have a reason. I mean, you are who you are. Like you literally are who you are. There's nothing you can do about that, right? But to choose not to be who you are needs a reason. And 99.99% of the time, it's because you are trying to appease an expectation, an outside expectation of you.
I'm so done with you. What time is it?
I know. Nikki,
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted.
Nikki, what were you about to say, babe?
Basically, saying, I guess the same thing. I mean, as simply as put, and I said earlier, manifestation is letting go of your expectations.
Exactly.
I mean, it is allowing yourself to just show up, just know how, I mean, what we talk about, how you want to feel, what's the experience like, and letting it happen.
Yep.
It's when we start to employ too much expectation, we're designing, what it's supposed to be.
Yep.
We have to let it go. And the reason why I brought up the other thing that I shared with you, and I think we're talking about two different things, empath and impasse. Because when you're in an impasse, right, you're deadlock. You stop the ability for the energy, or I shouldn't say energy, for yourself to allow the positive things around you that are meant to happen, because you put yourself in a space where you have these, lack of another way of saying it, boundaries around you. So the reason why I brought it up is going back to the choices, where we've talked about that before, that we're making for ourselves, that we don't even realize are limiting the opportunities of the possibilities. What is there and waiting to be afforded us.
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to, for me, manifestation is releasing expectations.
Yeah.
So releasing any sense of expectations.
Yours or anybody else's?
Yeah, because when you have expectations, you can see it, right? You're designing it. You're deciding where you're supposed to be and what it's supposed to look like. It goes back to what you talked about in terms of navigation, right? Like when we talk about manifesting, right? You put it in your navigation, you just set it, and you should just forget it and let it get you there, right? When we're expecting, we're designing exactly how we're going to go there.
Exactly.
Right? So releasing expectations will support, right, your ability to manifest the best things for you, or the right things for you, because we don't know what they are. Every day we make decisions, right? Those decisions have consequences and or next actions or next experiences, right? We don't know until we make those decisions.
Right. We don't know.
We don't know.
Let me say this just for clarity. So you were speaking of impasse, and I started speaking of what is impact.
Well, it's a word I wasn't familiar with, right? I just don't use it, and it's about you being deadlocked, and it's about
right. No, let me tell you, the actual definition of impasse is a situation or person in which there is no possibility for progress.
Right, because you stop it.
Right.
You don't even realize you're doing it. So that's why I was kind of aligning it to what Nikki was saying, the choices that she was starting to make for herself, or she is making for herself, right?
Yeah.
Which is allowing more possibility and options to come her way that honestly she might not have had, right? And she's doing it without expectation.
Yes.
They're coming without her trying to say, oh, I want that. There's things that are just landing in her lap. And she's like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing. And I'm happy for you. And it's something, you know, hey, like I said this week, I went with no expectation and it was great things that happened.
Yes.
It's funny. We're going to get ready to wrap up. Just to let our viewers know, we're going to be hunting around this. We're going to be hovering around this topic this month of June in some different ways. And we are in for a huge treat on June 18th. We are having a male guest on our show.
Yeah.
I will reveal his name later. That's going to support us in piggybacking on what you focus on. What you focus on, you will get.
Right. Unlocking our manifestation.
And yes. And so I want y'all to keep coming every week. Yes. Grab a friend. What we said, grab a sister, then grab another sister, and grab another sister, grab a friend. We, as a collective group, and as collective sisters, and just as the Ladies First, we need a name for our Ladies First Chit-Chat crew viewers, y'all.
Yes.
We are going to manifest what we want. We are going to be who it is we are supposed to be, so we can do what we need to do and have what we get to have. Yes. And once again, this has been a great show.
Yeah.
And usually, you know, I like to go on, but I'm going to Richmond, Virginia to see my mommy.
Yes,
Why?
I love when people wear tiaras.
Happy birthday, Queen!
It is my birthday tomorrow, and I have not spent my birthday.
Can we get a twerking song, please?
I was like,
it's your birthday.
Girl, right? But I have not spent my birthday with my mom, I think, since I was 17 years old. Since I was a senior in high school, I have not celebrated my birthday with my family. So I am excited, and I just have to do this for me.
One time for the birthday cheese.
Come on.
Birthday cheese. 3 times for the birthday cheese. Go ahead and visit your birthday cheese.
What? Hey.
Hey,
I love it.
Happy birthday, Nikki. There's nothing like the natural love of being around people who just want to treat you and love on you just because you're you. So happy birthday, and I'm happy that's how you're spending it.
Me too.
Mama Pat.
And Shawnee, you saw Shawnee twerking with the baby.
I know, with the baby. I know.
Getting a little tiara on.
The party don't stop because you get kids.
Tiara is the perfect example of that.
Okay.
I love it. I know you are, Miss Pat.
Yes, I know she's so excited.
I want to hear your pots banging all the way from VA.
Amen.
So y'all have a wonderful week. Let's be who we're supposed to be, so we can do what we get to do and have what we get to have. Manifestation is letting go of your expectation. Manifestation. What did I say earlier? What did you say? I lost it. Manifestation is focusing on what you focus on, you will get. So let's focus on what it is we want. Speak what we want. Let's focus on it. And let's get rid of that expectation and
focus on it and feel like you have it already. Act like you have it already.
Act like you have it already.
Yes.
Yes. We love y'all. We will see you next Saturday. Again, bring a sister. Shawnee, welcome back. We are so glad you are here, our sister. And y'all, have a beautiful June 4th. Because I'm going to have a great June 5th. Love y'all.
Our birthday girl.
Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. What time is it? It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. Ladies. L-A-D-E-I-E-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-E-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-E-I-E-S, and we're up first. Speak what you want, be great. Speak what you want, be great. Speak what you want, be great. And we're up first. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki. On Boss, Ed, May, and Nikki. L-A-D-E-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-E-I-E-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-E-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-E-I-E-S, and we're up first.
Bye, y'all. See you later.
Bye.